I had to come back. You listen, I had to come back and win.
That is fucked up to be honest.
If Big AJ don't want to fight, then I'm back in retirement again. Fuck it.
Just that we're negotiating. There's no fight yet, but I'm very confident the fight happens. And AJ's not that guy that's going to get in the ring and start screaming and shouting when there's no.
Tyson Fury just drops bombshell about his retirement. After calling out Anthony Joshua shows a shocking stance from Tyson Fury, who makes it clear that if the fight with Anthony Joshua doesn't happen, he may walk away from boxing completely. Fury expresses frustration and pressure, suggesting that this matchup is the only motivation keeping him active, and without it, retirement is a real possibility.
The ball's in AJ's corner. If he wants to do the fight, he will. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
How long do you give it?
I want to fight again in August or September, and August or September, and I'll be ready.
Tyson Fury delivers a fiery statement about his comeback, highlighting his return after a long layoff and dismissing calls for a warm-up fight. He insists that instead of facing other contenders like Deontay Wilder, he should directly fight top opposition such as Anthony Joshua. Fury's tone shows confidence, aggression, and a clear desire to jump straight into the biggest possible showdown without delays.
Come back. I've been out of the ring 16 months, coming off 2 losses. He's just had a good win himself and knocked Jake Paul Spark out. Done everyone here a favour, yeah? I like Jake, just say that. But listen, he done everyone, give everyone what they wanted, knocked him clean out, yeah? Not me, but everybody else. And now they're on about, let's do a Wilder warm-up. Why do they want to fight Wilder for? Fight the fucking Gypsy King. Fuck Wilder, he's a bum. I've battered him 3 times. Wilder.
Tyson Fury makes it clear that Anthony Joshua is the only fight he is interested in, sending a strong message to the boxing world. He insists he will walk away from the sport if the bout does not happen, highlighting the magnitude of this rivalry and the pressure now building around negotiations.
It ain't Anthony Joshua next. I'm not interested in boxing. I'll eat 1,000 Easter eggs, go up to 35 stone, I'm out. I'm not interested. It's either him or I'm gone again. I'm not interested at all. I'm not interested in up-and-comers. I'm not interested in someone trying to prove a point over me. I don't care. I don't care about rankings. I don't care about belts. I only care now about AJ. That fight. That's the defining fight for British boxing.
Anthony Joshua acknowledges he is still managing personal challenges before committing fully to a return, stressing he is not avoiding any opponent. His words show a cautious but confident mindset, while also keeping focus on recovery and timing. This adds more uncertainty to the Fury fight buildup and keeps the heavyweight tension rising.
Fight after what I saw tonight, but we'll see. I was just in a serious incident maybe 4 months ago, innit? Do you know what I mean? So I need to really check out what's going on with my return to the ring, you know. So, but I'm here. I'm keeping my eye in the game. There's real stuff happening in my life. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm not ducking no one. I know what my job is. I know what I'm here to do. But there's just real stuff happening in my life that I also got to attend to. And once I'm 100%. I'll be ready, 100%. This is what
Eddie Hearn strongly pushes back against claims that Anthony Joshua is scared of Tyson Fury, questioning the narrative being built around AJ. He highlights that Fury has always tried to control the terms of the fight, while AJ remains confident and patient. The tension continues to grow as negotiations stay uncertain and public pressure increases.
AJ called him the landlord in there. Is he just sick of the years of back and forth at this point?
Because he wants to call the shots, Fury. He always has done. And that's why the fight never happened. So AJ's just saying, look, you need me, you're calling me, and you'll get me. Yeah, the fight, very confident the fight will happen, but at the moment, nothing signed.
Fury said AJ's terrified. Obviously, you don't agree, but yeah, what do you make of that?
Terrified of what? That tonight?
Yeah.
You think you'd be terrified of that? Come on. Even Fury fans, as I was walking out tonight, not the same energy. They know.
Duke McKenzie explains that Anthony Joshua refused to be drawn into Tyson Fury's game after the call-out, choosing discipline over confrontation. He emphasizes AJ's controlled mindset, while Fury uses mind games to create hype and tension. Both fighters are clearly confident, but the psychological battle outside the ring is becoming just as intense as inside it.
Now, AJ's response was, well, I'm not playing your game, I'm not going to jump in the ring. I'm not going to start bad-mouthing you, and you're not going to start pushing me around. You know, AJ's his own man, ultimately, as is Fury. Fury did it his way, where he thought he could incite a little bit of tension and make everybody start sitting up and believe that he actually meant business because he wants to fight AJ. I believe he wants to fight AJ because he knows now
Dominic Ingle points out that Tyson Fury looked far from his sharpest, showing signs of ring rust and a lack of movement against his opponent. He suggests Fury only did enough to win rather than dominate, raising questions about his readiness for Anthony Joshua. If this version of Fury shows up, the AJ fight becomes even more unpredictable.
Your stamina, your timing deteriorate in that period of time, especially when you're focusing on other stuff. You see, you've got to be switched on with boxing. It's not like you can have, when you're young, you can step out of the ring for a year, come back and carry on boxing, have time out and carry on, pick it up. You can do that, but once you get past 30, 35, it's totally different kettle of fish. Tyson came in light, fair play. He didn't look in great shape. He did look a bit skinny and a bit loose, but it was enough to get him through the rounds and just do enough. There were times when he held on to Makhmadov and grabbed him around the neck, and he did look a bit out of place, to be honest. And I would have thought that Tyson would have been able to just stand there, just pop and move half a step away, keep away from him, spin around him. But, he did enough to beat that kid.
Max Kellerman suggests Anthony Joshua is carefully controlling the timing of a potential Fury clash, positioning himself strategically in negotiations. Rather than rushing in, AJ appears to be setting conditions on his own terms. This adds another layer of delay and gamesmanship as both camps continue to maneuver for advantage before any official agreement.
Now tell me what.
Well, that when you look at the scoring on that, I think it was 116, 114 by two judges.
It was 96-94 on two.
Sorry. Yeah, it was 10 round, weren't it? So 96-94 on two cards, and then 95-95 on the other. So it only takes the judge to give it one more round the other way, and it's a level score of exactly the same. So for me, whenever two, judges get it right, that's basically what it is. So I think it would have been fair enough to be in a unanimous. Regardless of that, it's still a clear win for Hune.
Arslan Makhmadov gives strong praise to Tyson Fury, claiming he has the power and skill to beat Anthony Joshua convincingly. He believes Fury has already tested himself and is fully prepared for the matchup. However, his confidence also highlights the ongoing debate in boxing circles, where opinions remain sharply divided on who truly holds the edge.
Confident of an AJ victory after tonight?
Always been confident, and I don't see anything but an AJ victory.
Last one, what do you think of Conor Benn's performance tonight?
Yeah, look, I think it was probably frustrating. Regis could hardly stand up. He ended up getting really forced into a fight.
Arslan Makhmadov gives a bold take on the potential clash, expressing confidence in how the fight could unfold. He believes that after testing himself, Tyson Fury is now better prepared for a big showdown. He even suggests that Anthony Joshua could be beaten either on points or by knockout, showing strong belief in a decisive outcome if the fight happens.
You have a crazy strong punch, I think if you ask Tyson Fury, he will tell you. And he did good test himself, and now he ready for Joshua. For Joshua, he ready 100%. He can beat him.
Points, knockout. Do you think?
This stuff I don't know, but I think he beat him easy. I think.
Okay, good. Thank you to give me your opinion on that, Beck. Thank you so much. Have a great holiday. Hope you have a good Eid and a good rest, and enjoy.
Shane Fury adds a realistic perspective on the risks involved, stressing how dangerous heavyweight fights can be, where one punch can change everything. He explains that both fighters are now in a phase where timing and age matter, making the matchup much closer than before. While he slightly leans toward Tyson Fury, he admits the gap has narrowed, and if Fury wins, bigger opportunities like world titles could follow.
Because listen, interim fights for both men, it's a dangerous thing. As you can see in there, listen, it takes one punch. So for me, if it's going to happen, let it happen next. And then the winner can probably go on to do AJ. If he wins, he can probably go and fight the world title. If Tyson wins, he can go and fight Usyk.
How does that fight go? How does your brother?
Listen, if you'd have asked me 5 or 6 years ago, or 4 or 5 years ago, however long it would have been, it'd have been 75-25 Tyson. Now it evens up. The odds is evened up. I reckon I'd favour Tyson, but it's a close one. Both men's aged. It's just who's aged
who's aged most, you know what I mean?
You're a proper.
Shane Fury adds a realistic perspective on the risks involved, stressing how dangerous heavyweight fights can be, where one punch can change everything. He explains that both fighters are now in a phase where timing and age matter, making the matchup much closer than before. While he slightly leans toward Tyson Fury, he admits the gap has narrowed, and if Fury wins, bigger opportunities like world titles could follow.
It's a good show, you know, for the fans. Yeah, we will see. I think all the fans in Britain he will see the fight. AJ versus Fury.
Who do you think will win that fight after what you saw tonight?
I don't know. I don't know. But my prediction is very bad. I say to you, Fury win the fight maybe in the first 4 rounds. But you see the results.
Dillian Whyte comes out strongly, frustrated with all the talk surrounding the fight and the constant mind games. He pushes back against the narrative, insisting the biggest fights should be made instead of argued over. Whyte highlights the urgency, saying time is running out and both fighters are only getting older. He stresses that unlike others, he would accept the challenge immediately, without hesitation or conditions, directly pointing towards the ongoing tension between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury.
Did AJ say anything? No.
He just said I'm the boss, I'm the landlord, and I don't know. He just says AJ stuff, just bollocks. Just say yes, it's the biggest fight in real boxing. Just say yeah, you let him get any younger, you let's get older. The fight's getting harder and harder to make. Just take the fight and just shut up. Just have the fight. That's the difference between me and him. I'll have it. I'll fucking have it. You don't need to go with me into a fight. I'll have it. You need to go with me and have it right away, you know? It makes sense.
Johnny Nelson emphasizes that the heavyweight clash remains the biggest fight in boxing, but warns that it cannot be delayed any longer. He explains that both fighters are aging, and the opportunity could disappear if one loses before it happens. Nelson suggests that neither should take tune-up fights and instead go straight into the showdown. He ultimately believes a potential clash between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury is bigger than any other matchup available in the division.
Of all the heavyweights around the world, it is the biggest fight in boxing to it, even now. But you can't leave it too long. You know, and we've had the Gypsies warning. AJ got turned over. Fury's been retired. Now that you've got the chance for this to happen, you can't leave it too long, because one of them lose. That is no longer the biggest fight in boxing.
So AJ doesn't get a warm up.
And you know what? I think AJ and Fury is bigger than anybody you put in with Usyk.
Amir Khan reacts positively to the performance of Tyson Fury, praising his sharp display and smooth boxing after time away from the ring. He highlights how impressive it is for Fury to return after a long break and still perform at a high level. Khan also believes this comeback sets the stage perfectly for a massive showdown with Anthony Joshua, calling it a potential mega fight for British boxing. He also notes the intense face-off moment, suggesting Fury is clearly trying to push the fight into reality.
Tyson Fury was fantastic today. He boxed really well, and it's great to see that he's back on the scene again. And obviously he boxed so well today, 2 years at the ring or something like that. I think he's back now, where we want to see that mega fight now with him and AJ. I think that fight could be next for both of them. What a massive fight that would be for British boxing, and let's see where it goes, man.
Sugar Hill Stewart focuses on the positive mindset and enjoyment shown by Tyson Fury, emphasizing how important it is for him to feel happy and expressive again in and out of the ring. He explains that Fury looked like an entertainer once more, not just a fighter, bringing energy to press events and public appearances. Sugar Hill suggests that this mental state is just as important as physical preparation, showing that Fury's confidence and personality are back at the center of his boxing identity.
I thought he did good. I thought he had fun. Things he had worked on in training camp. More importantly, just him being happy, being back an entertainer. Forget about boxing. He's an entertainer. He's entertaining at the press conference, the weigh-ins, on the ride to the...
Paris Fury gives an emotional and supportive reaction, admitting she initially didn't want Tyson Fury to return to boxing, but fully supports his decision now. She praises his dedication, explaining that he trained hard for months and gave everything he had on fight night. While acknowledging there were some difficult moments in the bout, she still expresses pride in seeing him doing what he loves. Her comments reflect both concern and unconditional support, showing the personal side behind Fury's comeback and performance.
Don't get me wrong, there was a few little nasty bits, but it's a very, very great thing to see your person you love do what he loves.
Last one. Why have people said...
Tommy Fury strongly believes the long-awaited clash between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury can still happen this year if both sides stop delaying. He acknowledges Joshua has been through challenges, but insists that excuses or tune-up fights are no longer necessary. Tommy pushes the idea that this is a fight that should have happened years ago, and now is the right moment to make it real. His tone reflects urgency and frustration, emphasizing that boxing fans deserve this showdown without further waiting or complications from either camp.
I see it happening this year. If AJ gets his shit together, like I say, he's gone through a lot. I understand that, but I don't think a tune-up fight helps or doesn't help. Let's just get the fight on. It should have happened 10 years ago. You know, so hopefully he can get...
Teofimo Lopez gives a balanced but insightful take on both fighters, suggesting that Anthony Joshua might need one more fight before stepping into a major clash at the end of the year. He highlights the long break Joshua has had and believes timing will be crucial for his return. Speaking about Tyson Fury, Lopez acknowledges his ability to regain momentum but still feels the fight could be competitive, slightly leaning towards Joshua edging it. Overall, he expresses excitement, saying fans have waited too long and deserve to finally see this heavyweight showdown happen.
Yeah, I think that maybe one more fight and then the AJ for the end of the year this year, but I think that the people need it, man. It's been like long overdue. And but for Fury, seeing him the way he fought, he was getting his momentum here and there. And you know, I think in a 12-round fight now, coming into it, the next fight, I think we're going to see a better version of him.
What would you make of the Anthony Joshua fight? How would you see that one playing out?
I love Fury. I've always been a fan of Fury. I think that AJ might edge it though.
Carl Froch delivers a strong and confident assessment, suggesting that very few people actually oppose the fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. He believes the matchup is inevitable and highlights that Fury deserves full credit for his recent performance and preparation. Froch explains that the fight has been building for years and now feels closer than ever. He also points out that both fighters need a proper face-to-face moment to confirm real tension and excitement, saying that would make the fight feel official and unavoidable for fans and the boxing world alike.
They won that fight, or sounded like they didn't want the fight, was Anthony Joshua. Talking about not stealing his thunder or whatever. I think the fight's going to happen. I think the fight is happening, and we're all looking forward to it. But Tyson Fury deserves respect, deserves credit, and yeah, we've got to acknowledge that he's just had a solid 12 rounds against a game opponent, and he got some good work in there, and that will set him up for the Anthony Joshua fight. And I'd like to see these two come together a little bit and just be face to face, up close and personal. Then you...
Eddie Hearn shuts down the idea that Anthony Joshua is scared, reacting strongly to claims coming from the opposite camp. He explains that the narrative of fear doesn't match reality and questions what Joshua would even have to be afraid of at this stage. Hearn also suggests that the energy around Tyson Fury has shifted, pointing out that even some of Fury's own supporters are starting to feel less confident about the situation. He believes the fight is still very much alive, but emphasizes that nothing is officially signed yet. Overall, Hearn frames it as mind games and promotion rather than genuine fear, reinforcing that Joshua is focused and ready while the negotiations continue behind the scenes.